Friday's second video for you. First news story is about Eritrean ruler Isaias Afwerki. We have two pictures of the president of Eritrea, Isaias Afwerki. He appeared in an interview 4 months ago. Eri TV interviewed him. Then we saw him 2 days ago delivering a speech at Asmara Stadium. We'll try to compare the two pictures of Isaias Afwerki. Is he growing old? How fit is he? How healthy is he? Second news story is about another arrest of a journalist. 14 have been arrested so far. A female journalist was arrested a few hours ago. Who is this journalist and where are the two arrested yesterday? Damascus Dasalin and Yayesio Shimalis, have they been taken to a court? Third news story is from Tigray views. Tigray has shared some documents today. Tigray a few days ago released more than 4,000 prisoners of war, around 4,000. The prisoners of war, Tigray said, were ENDF soldiers, government soldiers. But government denied, government said that the released persons were mostly relatives of ENDF members. Now, Tigray has shared some evidence. Lastly, viewers, we know that Fano is under crackdown. Amhara Special Force was told to leave Volkait. Ethiopian National Defense Force told Amhara Special Force to leave Volkait. In two videos we discussed, and reportedly ASF units, they were moved from Volkait to Zarima in North Gondar. We have been waiting to see the reaction of Colonel Demeke Zewdu, who has been fighting for Volkait, that Volkait should be part of Amhara region. And he was in charge of security, deputy administrator of Volkait, Mara Sagade. He remained largely silent since the start of new developments about disarmament of Fano and withdrawal of Amhara forces from Volkait. But now, reportedly, he has spoken. Some news sources are sharing a statement from Colonel Demeke Zewdu. He used very strong words against Ethiopian PM Abiy. What did he say? Firstly, viewers, we have two pictures of Eritrean President Isaias Afwerki for you. He was interviewed by Eri TV, Eritrean news channel, state channel, in January this year. A video on that I remember. Then we saw him delivering a speech 2 days ago at Asmara Stadium, where Independence Day celebrations were held, and Isaias Afwerki addressed a large gathering there. Have a look at these two pictures. First picture is the one showing his interview. It was in January this year. Second picture is the one which shows his address, his speech at Asmara Stadium 2 days ago. It seems that there is a very clear difference between these two pictures. Isaias seems to be growing old. You can see that the first picture of his interview shows that back then he looked quite fit, quite healthy. But now he seems that he's a little weak now in comparison with what we saw in January. In Asmara Stadium, he was seen walking as well. He looked quite fit when I saw him walk in the stadium. He was walking to the stage there. But if you compare the two pictures, he seems weaker now. Second news story is about another Ethiopian journalist arrested a few hours ago. 14 journalists have been arrested so far since last week. Sabontu Ahmed is the name of the journalist. She works for Finfine Integrated Broadcasting, FIB, a news channel. And on Thursday, she was on her way to her home when she was detained by security forces. Addis Ababa police has confirmed her arrest, but so far she has not been taken to a court. We see that crackdown against journalists is ongoing despite statements from CPJ, US-based journalist body, and despite a statement from US embassy in Ethiopia. So the arrest of journalists is continuing, no respite. Two were arrested yesterday. Where are they now? Demeke and Dassalen and Yaisio Shimalis. Yaisio Shimalis was taken to a court today. Police requested 14-day physical custody and court allowed 10-day physical custody of the journalist to police. So he's been remanded in police custody for 10 days. Demeke was taken to court as well, and police requested 14-day physical remand. His lawyer requested for bail, but no decision has been made in today's hearing. And on Monday, once again, he'll be taken to the court and decision will be made about physical remand or his bail in Monday's hearing. Third news story is about some documents shared by Tigray a few days ago. Tigray released around 4,000 prisoners of war. Tigray said that those soldiers were taken prisoner mostly out of Tigray, and they had some physical problems as well, some health conditions. Around 400 were women. So Tigray announced to release them. But immediately after that, we saw a statement from Ethiopian government. Ethiopian government did not welcome this move. Instead, Ethiopian government leveled allegations against Tigray government. It said that the persons released, most of them were not soldiers. They were mostly family members of Ethiopian National Defense Force. And Tigray was misleading. It was misinforming international community. Now, just an hour ago, Tigray shared some details of released prisoners of war. Through DWTV, Tigray has shared a 60-page document. The document contains details of the released persons. Who are they? What are their names? The document does not have details of all the 4,000 persons, but it has details of around 1,000 persons. So Tigray seems to be saying that the persons released were prisoners of war. They were soldiers. And this is the evidence. You can see this 60-page document. Ethiopian government says that these persons were relatives of END. If Tigray is sharing this document as evidence, it should share complete details of 4,000 persons, 4,000 people who were released. Because the Ethiopian government's position is that most of the released people were not soldiers. Ethiopian government is not saying that all were civilians. It's saying that most of them were civilians. So if Tigray has some evidence, it should share complete details. This document does not have details of 4,000 prisoners of war. Maybe in coming days we could see more such documents. Lastly, viewers, last news story is about Colonel Demeke Zewdu, who fought for Volkite for years. He remained in prison during EPRDF rule. He and some other person from Volkite want Volkite to be part of Amhara region. Then started Tigray conflict, and Volkite Humaira Sagade came under Amhara control. He was made in charge of the security. He is deputy administrator of this zone, Western Tigray, Humaira Volkite Sagade. And we know that a few weeks ago, Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch both leveled allegations. Both in an inquiry report said that Demeke Zewdu was involved in war crimes, possibly war crimes in Western Tigray against people of against Tigrayans, and the two human rights bodies urged international community, Ethiopian government to start criminal proceedings against Demeke Zewdu. Later, we saw some developments that Ethiopian National Defense Force told Amhara Special Force and Fano to leave Volkite. And we know that campaign against Fano is underway, disarmament campaign. Its commanders are on the run. Hundreds of its fighters, its coordinators have been arrested so far. Demeke Zewdu was silent. Now we have a statement which is being attributed to him. We have not heard him. But this statement is being shared by several Amharic news sources. What is Demeke Zewdu saying now? Colonel Demeke Zewdu says that he has never seen a leader like Abiy Ahmed. Abiy Ahmed has lowered himself from being popular into being a killer. He is killing the people, innocent people. He talked about Valaga as well, that in Valaga, massacre of people, of innocent people is being committed. So, if this statement has been issued by Demeke Zewdu, which is being claimed by Amharic news sources, then Colonel Demeke Zewdu could be the next. We know that Safira Mamu has been arrested, and several other persons speaking against Ethiopian government, critical of Ethiopian government's new decisions, they have been arrested. If this statement was given by Demeke Zewdu, I think government will take action. And we know that he has a following in Amhara region. People listen to him. If he is speaking so openly against Ethiopian PM Abiy, I personally think that there could be action against Demeke Zewdu. He could be detained like Safira Mamu has been detained. Thank you for watching.